And I guess the first thing I'll ask is, how long have you been using your Archlifter? And do you know which model you have, whether it's the Model 1 or Model 2?
Yes, it's the Model 2.
Okay.
I think I have it for approximately 3, 4 years.
Okay.
Pretty
Wow.
soon after it, must have been pretty soon after it came out.
Yeah. And what motivated you to get it?
Well, my back, obviously. I had um, I had been fighting a um, very long-term back problem, which, in my own words, caused my neck muscles to spasm almost continuously. And over a period of, I would say, 25, 30 years. And during a good 13, 14 years, I had tried multiple other treatments, the whole range and everything. Some things gave some temporary relief. And so I was obviously getting a bit tired of that, but and not convinced of whatever was happening at that time, and kept on looking for things that I could try and potentially use, and that's when somehow, I don't know, probably through an algorithm somewhere.
It,
I think it was his crowdfunding or something. Anyway, um, and then he launched, because I saw that the crowdfunding didn't happen at the time, and it launched, and I jumped on the occasion and immediately ordered one. And it takes a bit of time, and in my case, months, to start daring using it intensely. You need to really think about where to put it, how to position yourself. Your body needs to or my body needed to accept it and work with it. And because it's very, spasms are involuntary. So I have to go through all of these blockages that exist and that are still there. Some of them have gone. It's a moving trajectory. And so it took me a while to get to a point where I was getting to really work with it.
right.
Looking forward to using it, and that was not because of the product of the Archlifter itself, but also because I was at that time very intensely involved with many things, and this is something that you really sort of need to put into your program.
Right.
And well, obviously, the major thing is the fact that that you don't have to make an appointment to use it. It is, and you can create techniques for yourself that allow you to explore areas that need to decompress in a manner that suits you. And that flexibility in using, and I'm sure using it is just awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm there's a lot of things that I can't do still, or don't dare to do, like, move around. I saw some YouTube's video with people making pirouettes and all that stuff. Basically my time, I use it probably on average 1.5 times twice a day, and it's no more than 30 seconds for me, because as soon as it depends on the position. So if I find the pain points, and then I work my position towards it, so that I am optimally exposed to that stretch. And then it happens or it doesn't happen. And funny thing is, for me, it's so it's really lovely to start it, and then when I've had a release or a few releases, it is almost scary to get out of it. I have because the way I've set it up is that it's a little bit high, so I have to go on my toes to strap myself in, basically. And then I just sort of lower, and I can hang if I want. And but at some point I have to go back to my toes, and then I have to lift myself up to take it out of my mouth. I would say I have, and I've seen this positive critique from other people as well. I do find that the mouthpiece tends to want to work its way back into your mouth, into your throat, which is uncomfortable. And what I've done is the mouthpiece, I have turned it around. So rather than going down, it now goes up.
Yeah. And this works.
And then I put it a little bit in the front of my mouth, and I keep the strap as high as possible because I really have to. I'm through the phase almost where I have liberated the vertebrae that were blocked, but now I still have to work all the tendons, the muscles that are extremely tight, and that means that, and they are all on the outside. And to get there, you really need to sort of be very, I don't know, positioned in a certain way.
Right. Wow.
But the benefit of being able to do it whenever you feel the need automatically makes it a much better treatment than anything out there that I've seen, besides maybe an operation or of sorts, which I would be extremely reluctant to do. So you can as soon as you feel, because it's very energy draining when you have these blockages, as I'm sure other people would have told you. It's extremely energy consuming, and so all these to be able to do that whenever the situation requires it is a unique selling point.
Yeah, I really appreciate you walking us through that. These neck problems that you're referencing, do you think they're anything related to like your lifestyle or what you do for work, or has it been something that you've always struggled with? What was the onset of it?
Well, I'm very tall. I'm almost 6'6".
Okay.
And I have in my youth played a lot of rugby, contact sports, high impact sports. And then I was in the military professionally for 5 odd years, also very intensely physique. So I think it is something that some setup that got dislocated or got in my youth, and that my muscles have been compensating and protecting and basically blocking as a way of dealing with that. And when you're young, you don't really, this is one of those things that sort of go gradually. But when I was young, I remember having heavy migraines, and over the years, probably because and they were always starting in my neck, and probably because it just got so atrophied, it just got so cemented, the whole situation. I remember doing manual therapies and very, very, very strong deep tissue, and not feeling a thing.
Wow.
But I would say to the doctor or the therapist, can you do it stronger? And they couldn't do it any stronger.
Wow.
And not feeling a thing. So yeah, so that's a long history of. Well, I'm 57 now, so assuming that it's something that originated in my teens, it feels that way. So you can imagine that it's that has yes, and so no, it is. I wrote an email to Devon a good 8 or 10 months ago, I think, or a year ago, which he posted on his Facebook page. For me, it's a lifesaver. I don't know, it's also funny because my wife, because it's been a few years now, and she says, are you sure you're not imagining this? Because it's a long process that I have to work through, and it's not like in my case, it's not like, I have a wrong posture and this creates it helps I'm sure that it would do wonders for anybody. This is not just something for a person like me who's been building this medical issue up for decades. I'm sure anybody, people who look at phones, people, any normal, I would advise it. Just the sheer being able to free up your spine a bit. No, for me, as I wrote to him, for me, it's a total lifesaver.
Oh, wow. Very glad to hear that for you. And you mentioned you had like deep tissue massage. You've tried a lot of other things. Can you tell me a little bit more about everything else that you've tried? Like, have you had any kind of operations? Have you spoken to doctors? Okay.
No, I didn't have any operations. I had an MRI, obviously. At some point, I had a look at it. I had many years of chiropractors. I had many years of physiotherapy. I had many years of acupuncture.
Right.
And
how did any of those compare to like the relief that you get from your Archlifter?
Chiropractor does give a little bit relief temporarily, just because of the in that early phase, but it does not compare at all to the fact that I can go twice a day or 3 times or 10 times a day whenever I feel that I have something to work through. I can do it. And I would have loved to. That's one thing that is on my wish list. because the way this is all vertical positioning, and somehow, probably because the way your body is set up, since your body is normally in a vertical position, my muscles know that position, and therefore the fight is harder. I would love to be able to lie on a table with my shoulders in a bracket and have the arch lifter while I'm on my belly, so that my muscles think that I'm in a rest position. Then I think I could easier trick my muscles into releasing. So I'm not an engineer at all, but I'm contemplating of trying to see if I could somehow use it horizontally.
Yeah.
By,
I haven't heard other customers or anyone like come up with that kind of solution, but that definitely sounds interesting. It's something I'll relate to the team.
Well, it is because you see it, you have this, that's one of the things that, I don't know how valid it is, but it's one of the techniques that's certain chiropractors use, I think mostly in the US, and it's called a ring dinger.
Mm-hmm.
And a ring dinger is that they put you on you're always on that sort of sofa table. And the ring dinger is where they block your hips, and they put a towel around your neck.
Yeah.
And then because your hips are blocked, and the guy just in one big long sweep, he basically stretches you out in a shock from your entire spine by blocking your hips in with two soft, but you can't move. And that is a thing that I would love to do, because I think it's horizontal, so your spine is not subject to the pull of the earth, which is very gravitational, is very strong, of course. So I'm going to the US next week. Maybe I'll try to do that and see whether that is something that would further, because I find it very difficult at the moment to reach the entire spine with the Archlifter.
Yeah.
I know that Devin had a suggestion about doing some ropes somehow, and that you could reach the lower level, but I'm not sure I'm comfortable enough to venture in that technique.
Right. Wow. Well, I definitely appreciate hearing your thoughts there. Just so I don't take up too much more of your time, one last thing I'll ask you is just, do you recommend this to anyone who's having similar issues to what you're having or to what you had?
Oh, I'm shouting it off the rooftops.
Good.
I'm very annoyed by all the people who are in the social media trying to downplay or discredit this lifesaver of a device. I think they are all just trying to protect their own food, their own income.
Right.
But for me, I don't know. I think you should have these kinds of things in any gym, in any and you know that we are here in Central Europe, where they have a lot of hot baths and natural. In Budapest, they have these hot spring baths that are centuries and centuries old. And they have this, not this thing, but they do in those hot tubs that are very healing, hot sources. And they, the Romans started with it, and then the empire gorgeous buildings, massive palaces with 20, 30 different types of baths with sulfur and with healing baths. And there, people go there also to get this kind of stretching, and then they are submerged in the water, and they get their spine gets stretched in a device. But obviously, and the problem with it, I've done that as well in the past, where you have the device with the strap under your chin, which is it almost breaks your jaw. So this device that goes that pulls you up there where your skull is not the moving part is very, very good, very, very helpful.
Right.
And I would love to try, because I thought that Devin was also working on something that would, rather than have your teeth sit on the mouthpiece, that it goes directly to your what do you call it, your
Like mandala, the upper.
no, inside.
Oh yeah, just like the roof of your mouth.
The roof of your mouth, indeed.
Yeah.
I would think that would probably be even better than this mouthpiece, because the mouthpiece is because I have to put so much force on my teeth, so I'm actually I had to tape the mouthpiece because I am biting through or grind, or my under teeth are have damaged to the it's not rubber, but the artificial blue protector has been is almost demolished.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I'll definitely relate. Yeah, you're not the first person I've heard having issues like with the mouthpiece. We'll definitely relay that over again to Devin and the team. Thank you so much for your time. It's been really great just hearing how you've been using your Archlifter and how much it's been helping you. I hope that it continues providing you any kind of relief. And of course, Devin is here for you. So feel free to reach out if there's anything that we can.
Oh, yeah. No, I do. I'm talking to him on Slack.
Great. Well, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording.